Welcome to Mobile
Thank you, gentlemen.
Legends.
Renmar, Rockhart breaking down game 2 again. A great draft for Blacklist, dare I say, but I think, given what happened in game 1, FCAP have already adjusted. They picked up a couple of heroes that also got a buff on the way out.
Yeah, this is, I guess when you look at this lineup for this time for FCAP, and that's not to say the previous game was a bad lineup or anything like that. It's just Blacklist came out to play in game 1. They had a very dominant win, and this time FCAP, with the adjustments they made, like our panelists mentioned, you know, some of these changes, especially for some of these heroes, could be good, but overall, even the fact that Super Marco's picking up the Claw this time around, I think just fits better. But I think for FCAP, as long as you contain that power spike we talked about, could change things.
There it is. Talking about things changing for the first time in a while. Claude now rocking the Marksman emblem.
Marksman.
Common emblem, get out of here. He doesn't need that. Homie has no mana. Look at that. Joseph, the blueless life bar on Super Marco.
I wonder how much that will actually change the dynamic of game. Like, you know what I mean? Because for me personally, I don't play Claude like at all. But obviously, I know when you take away the mana bar, it's going to have some form of effect. Throughout it, hold on, mid lane. This is the setup already as Perks gets taken out very quickly. So FCAP this time will get that first blood early on.
Leon Wad combo caught him off. Owen did commit the flicker there, but hey, if it's what you need to snap back the momentum, do what you gotta do. I wonder if Flap knows that MP is waiting here in the long brush. Something tells me he does. Something tells me he does, because these movements by Lord JM are very telling. And now it's Haji showing himself. Turtle already up, started by Kyle.
Haji's there, he's like, hey, can I get some XP? So he gets 2 on the Stampede.
Whoa!
Oh, final slash, but the Eternal Guard's gonna help them out as well. Already, Flap not gonna find that setup with a penalty zone, but right now, still the fight's gonna break out. If they'll find 2 with a Flicker Implosion combination as Kyle and Ogwin both go down. So wow, Blacklist comes out swinging.
How about a 2 for up top, a duel between Oheb and Marco. Ult's coming out. There's the Entropy answering the blazing duet. Flap TZ here down to a third of his health. Oh, slash!
Gets sweeped with a final slash. She's still gonna be alive, but not for long. Good coordination coming out here from Blacklist all over the map right now.
Man, if it's early game like this, you gotta consider that the BOS got nerfed, so at that point, Flap was SOL. And now the fight breaks out, continuing in mid!
Ogwin again in trouble, getting knocked up under the turret. Pop the Primal Wrath, will be fine. Right now, FCAP going aggressive. Gonna go in for the purple buff, at least force MP to retry, but he doesn't have it just yet, so he's gotta fight, trying to delay it. But it looks like Kyle TZ will get away with the purple.
Coming in Grand Theft Purple this early on, 3 minutes in. And not to mention, this isn't because they gave up a turtle or anything, it's just that's where they ended up in the rotation. So the movement led to that conversion. Real quick, another check in with the XP lane. Flap here, playing the Terizla. Bodysmith now scales. So in the early game, your max damage reduction is at like 20 plus. It used to cap off at 30. It always ended up at 30 before. But now you can go up to 35 when you're level 15. So taking these bouts in the early game, they're not good for you. What?
What'd they do to his damage?
Oh, how about
to Julian?
Julian also, I believe, got buffed, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, at this point, especially just the one-on-one, did Julian need a buff?
No, he didn't.
He didn't. I was gonna say, I don't think he
got
a buff.
His sights deals less damage, but I don't think Owen will tell you the same.
Doesn't seem like it. Right now, the fight for the turtle here. Kyle TZ will get that one. There's the breakout, the fight that we're looking for. Owen gets it out, pops the Primal Wrath. Blazing duet from Super Marco, and now still going for it. Lord JM tries to get on out of there. Kyle TZ still possibly looking for MP, but he's forced back. So right now, FCAP again with the objective and some kills and some more gold in the mid.
Joseph, you ever heard of the burnt toast theory?
No.
It seemed like Kyle TZ there was chasing 2 goose.
2 goose?
That's Haji and Kyle. If he went in deep to chase one of them for a kill, they wouldn't have converted to a turret much faster in mid.
Gotcha.
So that's a burnt toast theory kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm glad I didn't chase him. I'm glad I wasn't mobile enough. At least I got the push harder.
So I'm glad I didn't eat the burnt toast. Is that? Like, is that where we're at? Like,
I only know what it's called. I can't explain it to you. Looking at the map right now, Falcons AP BREN about 2,000 gold ahead. I'd hate to say it, but this is an image very similar to what happened in Game 1. But the difference is, Joseph, the difference is, I think Falcons now understand that the map has to be on their side. The fact that the main artery mid has been pushed in first, that's their first major conversion, means FCAP ain't playing around anymore. Not like they were in Game 1.
Not like they were in Game 1, and even when you look at the fighting this time around, it's obviously a little bit different because of the fact that what we're looking on the screen here, Super Marco, instead of playing the Mozcop where, you know, he's pretty delayed and then he joins the fights with the Spirit of Destruction, this time around, he wants to be in the fight. He wants to join it and then Blazing Duet where, you know, he's providing as much damage as he can. And like our panelists mentioned...
Look at it!
New emote.
That's the FCAP!
Oh, Lord JM, hold on.
Emote from the new series!
Did they... I feel like...
Oh.
Whoa!
That was cute. I like that.
Wait, that was the Blacklist one, right? Wait, what
No.
was that?
No. Unfortunately, Black doesn't have one. I believe that was an MPL ID one.
Ah, well.
One of them's.
I completely, the emotes just threw me off my point there, man.
I want to buy more of them.
I wish I had more diamonds.
Final turtle spawning up top. Upper quarter scored by FCAP. So that's all 3 turtles going over to the black and yellow and green. About 2,500 up. 2 minutes from now, the turtle will spawn. And check us out. 3, finding Kyle.
Well, Jukes, Kyle Teasy, waiting for the rest of the team to join him. And already popping down the damage, but Haji's going to take him out instead. The toss up here from Oakwood, now going to run him down, but they have the Nether Realm. And so Blacklist International, all fine in the exchange. Only Kyle Teasy went down.
You know what, Joseph, I'd reckon the patch had nothing to do with that engagement. No numbers could explain exactly what happened there. All you got to see is, dude, that's 3 members of Blacklist that you walked into. That can't be a Rorschach moment. You can't say, I'm not trapped. You just die. The backup from Falcons AP BREN didn't come in fast enough, or it wasn't just a good position anyway. So I think it was a play that was set up with good intentions, except Blacklist punished him hard.
Yeah, they punished him, and that's, you know, part of this still, it's funny because as we went through the regular season, like, even this Faramis pick has slowly risen back in, like, you know, being a more dominant pick, I would say.
I'd say tier S.
Tier S now?
In your top 3 in mid, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, just having the NetherRealm alone, and of course, too, like, once you have the stacks and you come back really quickly, you know, once you're taken out, like, that is all part of the plan here. But even aside from that, Perks has actually found a lot of good setup potential with the Implosion, even the Flicker combination. So right now, FCAP still kind of dealing with that displacement or just being dragged around, but look how confident they are. They're still going to put this side of them into the jungle of Blacklist.
I mean, if you're 2,000 gold ahead and you're doing well to take control of the map, you know, push where you can, I'd play the same way, you know. Don't let Blacklist get into your head. Don't let them think that even if they did get a free pick off on Kyle, they would, just back down. What's this? 2v1, Joseph?
Yeah, he's got the final slash already, and Hand Sword's going to be used.
Bang!
Ooh, penalty zone coming out from
MP!
Flap. MP has a revenge strike on him. He's going to have a little bit of health, but he dodges and weaves, bobs and weaves, but Lord JM goes down instead. And now MP on the run.
Where are you going?
Waiting for Haji. Should be able to get away to the safety of the team, and now Perks joining the fight, finds 3 with the Implosion. Slides on through as well, and now Oheb unleashing the damage with a Nathan. Going to be able to find one so far, the 1-for-1 trade, and Lord is up as both teams go for a reset.
If that lasted maybe 2 or 3 seconds longer, Blacklist would have wiped out FCAP. That was amazing use of all of Blacklist's pushback and zone control that it gave OM almost free reign over that team fight. Luckily, again, FCAP used space well enough, and Blacklist second-guessed themselves, given that they are down about 2,000 and a half. And Marco was just around the corner. So with that said, I think at this point, Blacklist is still playing on the back, but they understand that we need to come back. This isn't our game to win just yet. Now, Lord Shuffle started up. Oh, they're blitzing, they're blitzing!
They're blitzing it. Again, Flap with the penalty zone. Super Marco will clear up the Lord. So right now, objective secured. Oakwood jumping in, but no connections. So now with this, FCAP, nice little lead, plus the Lord. Blacklist on the defense.
Man, could have duped me. I could have sworn it was a Lord Shuffle. So they were just doing a top rock, all right? All the B-boys and B goes, no, it's a top rock, and then they suddenly do a backflip. That's what that Lord Blitz was.
When you said backflip, I just remember seeing speed to a backflip and he fell on his back, but they didn't fall this time. They got the Lord, and they made it work. So here we go.
Why did he do that?
I don't know why he did that.
Super Marco in trouble placing the wedge!
Oh, the damage is too much! As Super Marco's taken out, and now I'm wondering why he did that. Well, he tried, but he was relying on the fact that he had the Blaze do it and the Purify.
It's at the point where Blacklist has some kit. It's off of Oheb's Benny Bomb. It's the sheer burst from Oheb's Nathan.
Yeah. What do we call that? Is it just the Nathan Bomb? Like, I mean, it happens so quick.
If Benny doesn't do it, then I guess it's just
Nathan Bomb.
the Nathan Bomb.
It's the Nathan Bomb right now. Fighting in the jungle. Slap's taking a couple shots from Lord JM. I don't think that he wants to go for that fight. Final Slash going to be used too, but ultimately, the Lord was taken care of, and Blacklist maintains at least their base for now.
I'd reckon that would have been a good exchange for FCAP if only Marco didn't die.
Yeah.
Say what you will about it being a Lord that was left alone. There really wasn't much that FCAP did to escort the Lord. They still did get a push up top. You know, bottom lane almost went down. Wait, what's going on? Lord JM!
Toss up with Lord JM, and he gets knocked up into the air. They have to rely on the Nether Realm as well, all fighting around the purple buff. Eternal Guard's going to drop down as well, and now FCAP continues on. They find it too. Now Blacklist, Oheb has to flicker out as well. FCAP just taking control of this side of the map, and we'll get to tier 2 in the mid, and we'll set their sights on the Holy Shields now, the base turrets.
Blacklist made the right move. If earlier it was Oheb, I was saying, you know what, he could have gotten away with so much more. Ogren had the perfect angle. Rocking the Warcry on this Edith, he had a marksman. He lived in marksman paradise. The angle off to the left, no one was looking at him. He was just pew, pew, pew with the Primal Wrath.
That's the best thing, you know, run the Warcry, go in with the flicker, get the knockup, and then just boom, Primal Wrath, unleash. And so that's what Ogren did.
Yeah. Oh, Marco's looking for revenge. MP put down a third of his health. Where'd that damage come from?
I don't know. I think at this point, too.
It could have steamed like Claude's dual pistols turned to a shotgun.
Yeah, I think, no, part of this, Ogren as well, there's a whole lot of damage being thrown out. Blacklist, so even despite this 5K difference in terms of economy between the two teams, Blacklist can fight. Like, they are there. You saw a couple of big items being picked up, too. And I think that's why we see them kidding around this Lord fight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Look at this, Perks looking for the angle. Lord JM as well. Only one of them has the flicker. Lord now approaching half health. Few in control of this river brush. Shows himself a bit. Looking for the juke. That's Ogwin up top in the long brush, taking care of the wave. Lord now approaching a third of its health. Oh, no. Blacklist not in zone here. Blacklist, MP and Oib are a little too far.
A little bit too far right now, too. Also, big defensive items locked in now for FCAP. Immortality here for Ogwin, and also the Wind of Nature for Super Marco.
Everyone's in the zone. Everyone's in the pit. Lord now at half health. Again, river control over the Falcons AP BREN. Blacklist have to find a miracle angle. There's the conceal. Perks pushing them back. Haji looking for a pull. Lord now close to go down.
Already too much damage from that Nathan Bomb. And now they're going to have to back off. An implosion on the backside. Going to be able to find 3. It's a double for Oheb. He's looking for more. Super Marco tries to keep him alive, and somehow Ogwin picks up a couple himself. He'll run away down the mid lane into the jungle. Bottom side. Still has an immortality, just buying time. But in the mid lane as well, Super Marco's there alongside Oheb. Eventually, Ogwin will go down. Lord making its way down the bot. Ogwin
anytime now.
Taking a couple shots, will finally fall, and Oheb goes in on the aggression, but Super Marco is still fine.
Could have sworn two things. Ogwin should have died like 10 seconds sooner, and then Marco was going to go down, but Oheb here playing the ever-cautious gold laner. He knows that even with his 4-1-1 KDA, they're still down 3K, and he has to take care of himself. If ever he put himself in a position where Marco can punish him, Blacklist couldn't afford Oheb dying, not right now. So the Lord taken care of down bottom. Not much FCAP could have done there. Maybe negative net on the results of that. But now look at this, Blacklist reclaiming a good chunk of their jungle.
Trying to, just doing work, trying to secure this buff, of course, and they will do that. And that's why you look at that last fight, and you realize how important just those 2 items from Ogwin and Super Marco were. The immortality and then the Wind of Nature, because if Super Marco didn't have the Wind of Nature in that whole fight, he would have gone down as well.
That's right. Wind of Nature played such a key role there, and maybe even helped against Oheb, because after Oheb does the Benny Bomb, or in this case the Nathan Bomb,
yeah,
he's just right-clicking. He's just auto-attacking, and that helps when you have the Wind of Nature. Sure, magic damage will come through to you, but as long as it's a basic attack, the Wind of Nature will see that. So with that said, a minute now left before the Lord spawns upper quarter of the map. Luckily here, FCAP has bottom lane all taken care of. So long lane control, definitely over to the side of the Falcons. The agents know what they can do is, Joseph, I'll tell you now, just keep fighting.
Just keep fighting.
They're so good at fighting.
They are. I mean, their team composition, and this is what they did in game 1 so well. It was the team fighting to be able to push and pull and dance with FCAP in these team fights.
That's what happened in the Lord just now.
Yeah.
Because it could have been a free Lord. FCAP could have just blitzed the hell out of that, but BLACKLIST didn't allow him.
They didn't allow it.
They said, you know, we'll kill 4 of y'all, and then maybe you can have the Lord.
And you saw what happened to Flap, man. Like, Flap, I don't know. This Terizla looks definitely different now. There's something about the Terizla that just isn't as tanky, and maybe it's what you talked about earlier, the body of Smith scaling.
Well, now, at level 15, it's at 35%.
Yeah.
So he's chunkier now. But earlier, different story.
Yeah. It's kind of showing here, but I ultimately still, for Flap, one good set with the penalty zone is going to have value for this, and now this next Lord is up here. They know Super Marco's down the bot. He pushed that lane, so they're going to blitz it.
Black is going.
Half health already. Flap's going to be able to find through the penalty zone, but already Winter Crown has to be popped, and now he's going to be worked on. Super Marco just on that side. Gets the Blazing Duet off for the fight. They're trying to work through the bars, but Oheb gets more. MP and Haji on the run. And RJM as well. Just getting run down, shot down by Super Marco. As Kyle picks up perks as well. 3 fall for BLACKLIST.
A bloody exchange. 3 for 2, FCAP coming out on top, and it's not like they can just as quickly go for the Lord because MP the King and the KD machine is dead. Haji! Oh!
Super Marco, I guess he didn't want to get that last shot. He got off. Kyle might look for this, but he's just going to push in with a minion. He wants to challenge MP the King. He knows Haji's not going to be able to fight it. Damage, that's what we're talking about with this Julian.
Try me, MP, try me! He's going in!
He's going in, and now it's Haji. Super Marco and Kyle TZ here. They're just going to work on the base. They don't have enough minions, though. Ogwin got the Lord and all of it, and now Kyle TZ gets another before he finally goes down.
I'll be honest with you. The SEA Games gold medalist, Michael Saison, went a little too deep.
Went a little too deep.
He bit off more than he could chew. He bit off like 3 families worth of food right here underneath the base.
I feel like he's limit testing. He's
He's like, I would be the same if I got that 2v1, the turret and MP. In that moment, I would have done the same.
Just look at my items. that felt like what it was. Just look at my damage. This is the perfect time to just be like, you know, Julian, you might want to go and look at the damage numbers again on this hero because, man, it just seems like it's even more now. Even though technically, right, he didn't have any buffs.
They got nerfed, if anything. That enhanced sight got its numbers tweaked down. But looking at the current battlefield here, FCAP up by 4,000 gold. BLACKLIST making quick work of that Lord marching in. That is permanent damage dealt to that top lane.
Yep.
It's penetrated, so wow. Falcons AP BREN, as if they were oracles, prophets of the future. That long lane now, Joseph, it's switched over. It's on the top lane, and that's where BLACKLIST need to pay more attention. That's what they have to defend against.
A little flip-flop happening here, and again, you're still at this point, like you're a minute and a half away from this Lord. I don't see BLACKLIST wanting to fight like in their jungle unless FCAP forces something. They might as well just wait for the Lord here.
That's right. It's not as simple anymore. You can't just say, oh, BLACKLIST, you're better at fighting. Keep fighting. No, if Falcons AP BREN some way, somehow divide and conquer you, like they did. They started off with a penalty zone that, you know what, damned if you, damned if you don't. If you don't break up, we will come in. It looked like BLACKLIST was going to win because they started the fight with a 1-for-2 exchange. And then eventually FCAP went and finished the job. It's those kinds of situations that BLACKLIST have to think about. They have to consider, all right, when and where does Perks commit the implosion? Because FCAP's not going to serve themselves up on a silver platter.
Yeah, and I would say at least the majority of this game, Perks has been doing a phenomenal job at finding those moments. Like, he might have missed a couple, but really, I think he's also seeing where Flap goes. A lot of times, when Flap is the one initiating with the penalty zone or the flicker combination that we see, that's where we see Perks respond. So that might change when we get to this next lore, though, in about less than 30 seconds. Because what if it's a Blacklist that actually takes the initiative? What if it's them that possibly catches FCAP by surprise?
And that's what's scary if you're a B, if you're a fan of Falcons AP BREN, because you can't deny that Blacklist's team fighting has been spot on, possibly the best it's ever been in Season 14. Haji, a threat. Perks, a threat. Lord JM, say what you will about his KDA right now, but he hits you with a single final slash, puts you in the sights of Oheb. Yeah. It's over. You're going to get name-bombed, son.
That's what they're going for.
So watch out. Look at this now. FCAP making themselves scarce here. Spreading out. They know the threat of Perks. It's very real. Taking control of that small brush down bottom near the creep. Oheb pulling it. All right, the only ones hidden. Marco, Kyle, you, getting some stacks on. Going for the relocation. Conceal on Ogwin. Checking on Perks.
Ogwin's going to find Perks, so they just stare at each other, but finally, Ogwin has to flicker out, but Flap will be able to find the mark here on Lord JM. Able to get the Netherrealm out too, and Fuse in trouble. Immortality's going to be popped. Kyle TZ picks one up as well as he gets out of dodge, but Flap's already out of the picture alongside Few, and they get the Lord. MP gets the Lord. And FCAP lost 2 members. They lost the Lord as well.
Very sneaky. Blacklist punishing Falcons AP BREN for their attempted backdoor victory. You see that, Joseph?
I saw it.
There was 2 fat waves coming in, another one on the way. If only Falcons AP BREN made that fight last maybe a wave's worth more.
Yeah.
And then had Marco be part of that, it would have been over, but look at the response by Blacklist. This is how good they are at team fighting and how well they can time these engagements. They punished FCAP, took 2 out on the way, Few and Flap, saved themselves, got the Lord, and now they're inside the base!
Now they're inside the base, knocking on the mid lane. Turret's already going to drop, and there's the bomb we were talking about. Already Immortality popped once again, and Oakland trying to keep them at bay, trying to hold and pull the Lord as well. Away! Still has the Immortality. Penalty zone again, though, on the defense from Flap TZ. It'll keep Blacklist from pushing in. They still got to deal with the Lord, and then MP the King on the Bros goes in. We'll be able to find Ogwin. And now still looking for more here, down 3 members
down!
as Oheb jumps in with a Nathan bomb we were talking about, and they'll go and get more.
Minions!
Plus the base as Blacklist will sweep FCAP.